I'm Coach Ant.
I'm Coach T, and we're
Fans that know some. And today we have a special guest. We have Tyler Johnson, owner of Rize Boxing and Fitness Gym. Tyler, how you doing today, man?
I'm good, and you? Can't complain. Can't complain.
Yep. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yep.
Yeah, man. We're gonna dive right in. You got Terence Crawford. You got Canelo Saul Alvarez getting ready to go at it. From your take,
Sir.
Do you think Bud bit off too much? Did he bite off more than he can chew with this one?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I actually have Bud winning.
Okay.
Now the thing, I heard they were talking about like 18 by 18 ring. So that's gonna play a big part. Now, if it's an 18 by 18 ring, he can't really do too much moving.
Yeah.
So and that's what he needs to use to his advantage to even, win this fight. So depending on the ring side, that's gonna play a big part in who wins. But I feel like I feel like Crawford has this.
Okay.
He's southpaw, so that gives even more length that Crawford has to come in. I mean, that Canelo has to come in. Canelo's in a high guard most time. So, if you pawn with that front hand, Canelo has not one step but two steps now to even get to him. So that's gonna be tough. But I got Crawford.
I like it.
Okay.
They say skills pay the bills, so I'm a believer in that.
There you go.
So
Absolutely.
I have a question for you, man. I know you just gave your take on that, but as a trainer, how would you prepare Bud for Canelo? What tactics? What would be your tactical approach?
For Bud, like I said, he has to stay long, stay active, stay feinting, because Canelo likes to wait for that perfect time to get that right shot. That's what Canelo would give up rounds.
Yep.
Just to find that one shot. Kind of like, it's kind of off topic, but kind of like Tank. He'll give up rounds just to find that one shot.
Yeah.
So, man, I would have Crawford. He would have to, steal those rounds.
Yeah.
Those rounds that Canelo's kind of taking off. Kind of sizing him up and walking him with his hands up in a high guard. You got to steal those rounds. Just being active. You don't really have to, you don't have to knock anybody out. You just got to win those rounds. And, feinting and jabbing, you can win rounds just doing that.
Yeah.
So those rounds, you have to. He's going to have to capitalize on.
Stay busy
to win that. Absolutely.
Okay. I like that. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, how would you prepare Canelo for Bud?
Canelo can't take rounds off. If I'm training Canelo, you cannot take rounds off. You got to throw punches. You're going to have to get them hands off. You can't let these rounds slip away from you, because with somebody like Crawford, you might not find that shot.
Yeah.
To stop him.
Right.
So you can't just give rounds up in that fight. As far as like training camp, man, he would be sparring in a big ring, with sparring partners that are southpaw, that are slick southpaws. And I would even say taller than him.
Yeah.
Because Crawford, his reach is insane. So, man, I would have him sparring in a big ring, just so he works on, winning those rounds in sparring.
Right.
Because a lot of times you spar just to get sharp, just to make sure your reflexes are good, just to make sure your speed's good, your conditioning. But with Canelo, I would have him, sparring and winning those rounds. We can't take rounds off. You got to win these rounds in sparring. And I'm not even talking about power. Like, you don't even have to be stopping sparring partners. I need to see you being a ring general in all of these rounds in sparring.
Yep.
So in the fight, is directly translated, over to that fight night. So
no, that's good, because a lot of people, they talk about, the weight difference and Canelo imposing his will. So how do you do that, by imposing your will, but at the same time not getting caught with a bunch of shots? Is it just being busy, or how do you put that? Just give your take on how you do that.
Okay. Is this just in general, or okay? In general, I always teach my fighters, even and myself, feint a lot. Fainting, if you don't feint, anytime you get close to me, oh no, something's about to come. Let me block it. Pop, pop, let me catch. But feinting a lot and jabbing a lot. That's gonna give you a foundational building block to build off of.
Gotcha.
Feinting. If I'm a counter puncher and he's not feinting, I know, okay, he's about to throw this punch, I'm gonna catch and shoot. But if he feints, I might catch something that's not even there.
Yeah.
And then he can build off of that.
Yeah. So it's throwing his timing off when
Yeah.
you're doing those feints. Okay. Yeah, and that's
Absolutely.
big. We called out before, if Canelo gets that timing down, that left hook is whoo.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Same thing for Crawford, man. They both are gifted with their timing. So that's a good take, man. I do appreciate that. Now, gone through our fight predictions, right? He's picking,
he got Crawford.
He's picking Bud, so we're definitely Bud fans here.
Right.
Now I want to pivot, man. Turk Al-Sheikh is throwing some wrenches in the game. Now you just mentioned ring shrinkage, but now he wants to even give bonuses for knockouts. Give me your take on that.
Bonuses for knockouts, I feel like it's good.
Really?
I like it.
Okay.
Because now one thing that you got to keep in mind, if he does give these bonuses for knockouts, there's going to be fighters fighting how they don't usually fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be, boxers trying to go for broke, and trying to get this bonus.
Right.
So, and I know he's trying to make it more entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a standpoint of entertainment, I like it. I like it. I don't really see, you guys see any detrimental part of having bonuses for knockouts?
No,
I don't.
No, not at all.
I agree. I think, we need that entertainment factor because a lot of the things that people, they like to see fights. If someone, you hate to say it, but if people start fighting at a grocery store, people are going to watch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to stop and watch, and in boxing, if you got two people fighting and you can tell they're going for a knockout, you can see the aggression.
Agreed.
You can see like the momentum building, but over time, when you start to see these fights where guys are just holding back way too much, where we're not even seeing some of the boxing skill. We're not seeing, the slick movement and counter punching. We're seeing guys just waiting too long.
Yeah.
That's when you start to lose that entertainment value.
Yep,
absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I actually wanted that's a good segue into the next question. Lately, fighters, man, they talk about moving up in weight. We see Bud moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo to solidify his legacy, and vice versa. We saw Canelo move up before as well. But do you feel like that's the new duck? Because respectively, this is respectfully, I feel like Bud's better fight probably would have been to fight Boots Ennis at 147 rather than moving up.
Right.
Why not clean out your weight class? Same for Canelo. You had a Benavidez at 168. You know what I mean? If you want to be dominant and secure your legacy, I beat everybody in my weight class first, and then I'm going to take on all comers. So give me your take. Do you think it's the new duck, or do you think that's valid that fighters are just like, I want the best fight available, so to speak, even though it's not in my weight class?
Right.
Yep.
I guess it all depends. Now, I feel like for Canelo and Terence, Canelo fighting Benavidez and Terence fighting Boots Ennis, I feel like for those specific situations, I don't believe it was a duck. I believe it was just now the Benavidez, that would be a big draw. For Crawford, for Crawford, I don't really. Unless you're a boxing fan, I don't really know Boots' numbers. Of the gate and how many people can he bring and is he selling fights out? But I don't even see. I don't think I'd do it if I was Crawford. It's like there's really no point in it because at the end of the day, this is a business. This is this is prize fighting, not pride fighting.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's it's a business. So it makes zero business sense. You know, now if he just wanted to just fight a bunch of people, you know, like you said, just so everybody else never took a punch before, that's never been in this ring, could say, oh, he fought everybody he could fight, then that'll be different. Yeah. But no, you know, they don't care about what everybody else thinks.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I agree. I'm sorry. I agree with Tyler, because to me, again, I think the boxing, you know, people that really truly follow it, you're like, okay, yeah, that'll be a good fight. But people are excited to see this fight.
Yeah.
With Bud and Canelo. You know what I mean?
Yep,
and
exactly.
And again, it is a test. I think it's a test for both, you know,
right.
And it's a big draw. So when you get to that age, you know, Crawford's 37?
Yeah.
You know, you got to go for the business move.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times these guys get, you know, they get talked about for not taking that big fight. This is a big fight, and it's a big name.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I think this is the best fight for him to take.
All right.
Right. And to answer the question of do I feel like it's a, you know, is that the new duck strategy? I don't believe so, because I mean, it could be, like I said, it's situational. But if I'm ducking you, if I'm fighting one of you guys, and I'm supposed to be fighting one of you guys, and I don't want to, and I'm ducking by going up in weight, that's still a risk I'm taking.
Yeah.
Because going up, like from 154 to 168, that's a big
jump.
You know, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
So either way, I'm taking a risk.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at it on the flip side, have somebody that doesn't go up in weight. Is that ducking other fighters for his career? Like, look at Triple G.
Yeah.
He never went up in weight.
Yeah.
Errol Spence, he stayed at 147 his whole career. So could you say, on the flip side of them not going up in weight, is that a worse duck than, you know, somebody who's going up in weight and testing themselves against bigger guys?
It's a good point, but I'm of the era where I like to see undisputed, you know, and definitely the best in their weight class. So I'm in that era where we used to see guys wipe out the whole weight class and then make the decision. But I understand. I understand.
But I'm just saying,
for the boxing fan, I'm a real boxing fan.
I get it, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, what am I gonna get from a business standpoint if somebody in my weight class, if I'm trying to prove a point that doesn't make no business sense?
Right.
You know, to wipe out a weight class.
Well, we blame Money Mayweather for that one, for the business
aspect.
So, I mean, I understand when you're talking about the new era, you know, post Pretty Boy. You know, once he became money, it became about the money.
But at the same, if we go there, I'm just going to say, like, when it comes to the money, though, I think it's just like, I mentioned this too. We talked about, like, the music industry. You always have someone who set, like, a trend, and then people try to follow it a little too late.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
People start trying to do what Floyd did. The timing is not the same.
Yeah.
You know, he benefited from when 24/7 was our social media. It was our reality show. Like I said, my wife got into boxing by watching 24/7.
Yeah.
And then she fell in love with, like, the story behind the fighters.
Right.
You know, and then he built off of that. And he took a risk by turning down that contract extension with Bob Arum and going out on his own. He could have easily lost those decisions, and then everything would have been different with the De La Hoya, Zab Judah. He lose that.
Yeah, it's a
so it's
story.
still a risk.
Right. I get it.
So
absolutely.
So staying on that subject of moving up in weight class. Give me your take, or give me some takeaways that you saw from Bud's last fight versus Madrimov, moving up initially to 154.
I hate to use that fight because, man, Madrimov, like, I've never heard of him. I actually threw a fight party here at the gym and we were watching it. So, you know, my first initial thing, I'm just watching it as a fan. You know, it's just on. I'm like, dang, is this fight kind of close? Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm like, or am I tripping?
Yeah.
So, you know, but man, Madrimov is like, he's fainting a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Like, that's how throwing feints could just throw somebody off.
Yeah.
You know,
have a bad
like
night.
I give big credit to Crawford because you know, that's a tough style to deal with.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have the skill, but man, like those, like even like you're boxing an MMA fighter, like they just got some movements that you're like, I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
You getting hit with stuff that you normally, you know, it's coming from weird angles and they're doing weird stuff.
Yeah.
So man, Madrimov, yeah, he was fainting the whole I mean, he was just that was tough. But yeah, I give credit for that to Crawford for winning that. But yeah, like I said, I was mainly watching it as a fan when I first seen it.
Yeah.
So, you know, going back, you know, and watching it, you know, your mind is already kind of like,
what am I seeing?
Exactly.
And then to your
especially
point,
for that fight.
It's like you pointed out the feints that made it tough for Crawford, and those are things that we see Canelo taking some of that into this fight.
Yeah,
it could pose a problem.
Yeah, it could pose a problem with that.
Right.
So
now, I feel like I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, I want to hear.
No, you guys brought up like, you know, feints. You know, if Crawford would have bring that. Canelo has. I mean, he feints. Canelo definitely uses those feints, but it like Madrimov, his whole movement, just going like this.
Yeah, he's twitching.
Now Crawford, I mean Canelo, he might walk you down and then feint real quick just to get something. So, you know, like I don't think that Canelo using the feints that he usually uses is going to be throwing Crawford off. I just think Madrimov, like all of his movement was just like confusing. So
yeah. That's a good take.
It's a good take.
I do like that. So let's pivot to your experience. So what inspired you to pursue a career in professional boxing?
So I haven't turned professional. I don't know if that's really something I want to do. I fought amateurs. But I actually, just like you guys were talking about, them 24/7s and all access.
Yeah.
That Floyd, you know, had. Man, I'm watching because I've played basketball all my life. So my senior year, I'm like, man, I want to be competitive in something else, you know, because I'm just a competitive person in general. So, you know, one of my friends had me come to the boxing gym, fell in love with it. But during that time that I'm first starting to box, I'm watching these all accesses of, you know, Floyd. Like, man, you know, how hard is it to, you know, sign up to be a professional fighter, go 50-0 and then make all these millions. You see all these cars and you're like, man, I can do that. And then you go up in that gym and you go up in that gym. Man, I remember I got whooped on and I'm like,
different.
It ain't that
game.
easy.
Yeah.
It ain't that easy.
Yeah.
And then so I just, you know, I fell in love with the process of it. You know, like I said, I'm just competitive. So I'm like, okay, let me get better now. And then, you know, I fell in love with it over the years. So
nice.
Yeah.
Let me add to that too, because you bring up a good point. Because a lot of people, when they get into boxing, and they think it's simply about being tough and being able to, if I hit the bag and I can look like I can throw a couple punches but boxing has so many more techniques and discipline that takes so much more skill, where you can get hurt fighting people who are skilled at doing those little things. Can you speak on some of those little details that people are just not aware of?
See, the thing is, when, you know, I have people come in here and, you know, oh, when can I spar? Or, you know, any, you can talk to any boxing gym owner or any boxing coach, and you hear them, you know, people coming up to them and saying, oh, I want to turn pro. And I'm like, how many fights do you have? Oh, I don't have any fights. Or, you know, I got street fights. But I'm like, well, don't even worry about turning professional until I can put you in this ring. And whoever because the thing is, here, I build you up. I don't just throw you in the ring and have somebody whoop on you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't worry about turning professional until I can put you in this ring and have one of my fighters, you know, tell them, okay, go ahead. Like, don't hold back. And you hold your own. You can hold your own.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're going to know, is this truly for me? Because I've had people, you know, come in here, they look good on the bag, and then, you know, I have them spar, you know, just a little bit, you know, going light with somebody. And then when it's full throttle,
wop, wop.
you don't see him again because you know, when that bell hits, you got 3 minutes with somebody. It's not a
30
20-second
seconds.
street fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You in there, and then it's the mental part. A lot of people can't, you know, a lot of people can't, you know, get over that mental part. Like, dang, I'm getting whooped on. There's people watching me.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a long
I don't
3
really
minutes.
let nobody record in the gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, like even people in the gym, like, dang. And then you go home and you got them nights where you like, man, I don't know if this is for me. Like, so that's why I tell people, you know, when they tell me they want to turn pro, I'm like, don't even worry about that. Wait till you get that sparring match that I say, go ahead.
Then you ready.
You know, and then you ready. That's when you're gonna know.
Okay. So now I want to get into technique and strategy, right? What's your favorite boxing technique? And did a certain fighter influence you in that technique?
I don't really say. I mean, I love the shell. You know, shelling up like just like Floyd. Floyd, that's who, you know, inspired me. That's my big inspiration to start out. And then once I started getting into it, you know, you got Floyd who used the shell. You got James Toney. James Toney is my other favorite fighter.
Yeah.
Because he's right here, but he's just more active. He's more, you know, he's more offensive with it.
Yeah.
So you get the defensive part in Florida, then the offensive part in the shell with James Toney. You know, and I just kind of fell in love with it. Now that's not something, because you know everybody goes into a gym wanting to do this.
Yeah.
But you got to have years of seeing punches coming and picking up on punch patterns to even know how to catch and pull and drop and all that stuff like that. So, yeah, I would say, you know, Floyd, and then, you know, like the Philly jab. That's my favorite technique.
Okay. Favorite combination?
Jab to the head, jab to the body.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because that opens up a lot more than what people even think of. You know, because you add feints off of that, and it's just pop, pop. You can jab, you can feint up, feint down, boom, boom, and then that opens. I mean, you can win rounds off of that.
Gotcha.
Jab up, jab down, or jab down, jab. You know, up and down or down and up.
I like that.
Yeah. You know what? I had a question. So people, they see people doing pad work, hitting the mitts, and you have some people who don't think it's a good technique. They think it just look cool. But you have some people who, you know, will say what the significance and what you can learn from it. So just want you to explain, like, what is the important usage of pad work with the mitts?
Like I'm sure you know, like there's different types of pad work. You got like the Floyd pad work. I don't use that. I don't feel like your mitts, unless you just trying to get, you know, your fighter tired throwing punches.
Yeah.
For me, I always tell my fighters, make me work. Because the thing is, for pad work to really be beneficial to you as a fighter, you and your coach, you and whoever's holding mitts, you guys got to have chemistry. It's not like because at the end of the day, as a fighter, you want to get off these mitts feeling sharp.
Yeah.
You don't want to get, dang, what he trying to make me learn a combination, this big old long combination. I'm trying to feel sharp on these. I'm trying to feel that pop on the mitts. So what I tell my fighters is, when I'm doing mitts with you, make me work. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm not giving you, you know, a mitt, move around, touch my shoulder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to jab my shoulder a couple times just to get your distance, use that. Make me, you know, this is your time.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though I'm the coach, I don't want it to, you know, I don't want this experience or, you know, this round of mitts to feel robotic.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah.
So I always tell them, you know, this is your round of mitts. Now, there might be certain things that we need to work on. But, you know, overall mitt work and stuff like that, no matter what we're doing, put your own wrinkle in it.
There you go.
Because I'm not going to be in that ring.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on the side, and you're going to be hearing me.
Yeah.
I'll be yelling in the corner, but I'm not going to be in the ring. So overall, that's why they call it, you know, that's why the coach is the chief second.
Yeah.
You in that ring, taking those risks.
Yeah.
There you
so
go.
I'm second.
Yeah.
So I'm catering to you as my fighter, you know, and then
Take it from there.
I don't want this to be a robotic mitt work. So
right.
I feel like that there's there's positives of mitts. I don't let somebody just come in the gym and get mitt work. Right. No, you gotta show me. You gotta be consistent. You gotta be coming to the gym. Because I'm not going to and this is any coach.
Mm-hmm.
And they might you'll introduce yourself and they'll make you feel welcome. But watch, if you go to any gym,
mm-hmm.
they're not going to sit here and invest in you right away.
Right.
You got to show them
build up to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
And that's just what it is, because they have thousands of fighters over the years coming here, and they'll invest into them. They don't ever see them again. So you just got to prove to get that middle.
All right, so I'm gonna go into a philosophy, and then we'll get into the hot fights, some hot fight topics with Coach Ant. But your philosophy, what is your foundation or philosophy that you would teach your boxer once they come in? They show you they're dedicated. They want to fight. Hey, you're my coach. Now you have him. What is your philosophy? What are you trying to instill into that fighter?
My number one philosophy is not showing emotion. That's my number one. Like, you can ask any of my fighters, man, I be putting them through some hell.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I don't know if
you good. You good.
Okay. But yeah, I'll be putting them through some hell, and I'm like, man, I promise this your last round. Round come, they about to say that you got another one. And I don't want to see no emotion. When you in the bag, I don't want to see emotion.
Nice.
You shadow boxing and we going 100% for 5 rounds, I don't want to see anything.
Yep.
Nice.
Because when you get in here, all it takes is if I'm, in my fights, man, I clinch up somebody and are they breathing hard? Oh, okay. All right, now I know they tired. Yeah. But even you breathing is going to give somebody the notice that you are tired, and they're going to get on you.
Yeah,
so you can't show no emotion. I tell them the only time you can show emotion is when the bell rings, you sit down on that stool, and I stand in front of you. So them coaches, them fighters, whoever's that back there, they can't see your face. The only one I can see your face is me. Now you can show emotion. Now you can tell me what's going on. Can he hit hard? What do you see? What do you need to, what do we need to do? So that's the only time you can show emotion.
Yeah.
So that's my number one. That's my number one philosophy. I don't want to see you tired. I don't want to see you complain about anything.
Toughness. Right.
Absolutely.
No, I love it,
solid.
Man. You know what?
Solid.
I got to jump into this real quick because it's the hot topic now. Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul, November 15th. What is your take on that fight happening and just overall?
See, when people ask me about this, I usually stay quiet because the thing is, like, of course, everybody's going to say, man, he's messing up his legacy. But at the end of the day, you're not Gervonta. You don't know what he's going through. And you have to realize that their boxing careers are so short. So he's trying to make money for him, his kids, his grandchildren, for the rest of his life during this time. So, man, I that's why I keep my mouth shut, because it's like, I don't understand, why so many people are mad about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, at the end of the day, it's a business.
It's a business.
I guarantee any one of these fighters, man, any one of these fighters would do the same thing.
I'm calling Duck Rogers.
But I agree with you, Tyler, because I think like this, man. I get, as a boxing fan, I want to see fights, but at the end of the day, it's a business, and people can't fault the fact that you know what, these guys, you got a mixture of social media content, the world that we live in, we're drawing that attention, we're giving that entertainment, and Jake Paul is a master at it. You know what I mean? And you get the two names together, people are gonna watch. It's kind of like that mix of, I know people say WWE from a disrespectful standpoint, but what makes wrestling still so lucrative? It's the storyline, the characters, and people are entrenched into that, and they want to see it.
Yeah.
I thought, if people want to get mad at the fight happening, You got some of the boxing promoters that they don't come together and make some of those big fights. Yeah. So you can't get mad at these guys for saying, you know what, we're just going to make an entertaining event. So if you got the opportunity to make money, because I guarantee if Tank or Jake Paul didn't have any money and they lost all their money today, the people know who's going to help them.
Yeah, I get it, but there's a Reaper that was sitting right there waiting for that July rematch. So
I definitely feel like he got to go back and get that.
I think he got to get that. I'm just saying from a business standpoint, if I have that opportunity to do that, I'm not mad at him. I'm not saying that I think he should. I would love to see him fight Lamont Roach. I would love to see him fight Shakur. I would love those fights. But if I'm putting myself in a position to make as much money as I can during that short window, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't like it. I don't like it. But hey, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut about it. I need to speak out.
But we had another one though, right?
Yeah.
With Layla and Claressa.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, you have the two. Now that one,
yeah.
I mean, there's such an age difference right there. You know what I mean? But just your take on, we know right now, I don't think the fight is going to happen. We gave our take last time. I want to hear what you think.
It doesn't need to happen.
Thank you.
Lailaali needs to just sit down. I don't feel like that's a problem you want. Now, I don't know was she undefeated?
Yeah, Layla? Yeah.
Yeah. She was?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So just already, she never lost. Never lost before. So, you know, in your mind, you think you still got it.
Nah, she don't want those problems.
That'll be.
I'm with you. Yeah, she don't want those problems.
I don't think. I mean, I think they have a great opportunity to make a lot of money because Claressa came up with the purse. They're never going to make another fight. Those two making $15 million or more.
Yep.
That's the opportunity. However, if I'm Layla, I'm not fighting a 30-year-old in her prime, and that's claressashields. That's that good. I'm just not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's not.
Nah.
Just sit down.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. We did it again, man.
Yes,
this
sir.
This was a great, great show, man. And thank you for being here. We're going to have to do this again and actually talk
about
you
back, man.
The fights post fight.
Oh yeah, after the fight, we gotta come back, and there's some other fights coming up. So again, Tyler Johnson with Rize Boxing and Fitness Gym. Man, we appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir.
Giving us your take, your knowledge. You know,
I appreciate you guys for having me. Great podcast. Look forward to having y'all, you having me back.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We'll be there.
Yep.
So, again, everybody, I'm Coach Ant.
I'm Coach T. Fans that know some.
And we out. Peace.